So the final trailer for Predator Badlands just dropped, and man, there's a ton of new footage to dissect. Let me walk you through what I caught. Right off the bat, we see our main character Dek touching down on this planet called Jenna. You can really see the emotion on his face. Dude looks genuinely heartbroken. He's processing the loss of his brother, and you can watch that sadness turn into anger as reality sets in. But he's got to push through and focus on his mission. From what we've pieced together about the plot, here's the deal. Dek and his brother Quay are located by their father, Njor. Now get this, the father actually orders Quay to kill Dek because he thinks Dek is the weakest of the bunch. Like, straight up tells him to eliminate his own little brother because he's not worthy. Pretty brutal family dynamics, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Quay refuses. He can't bring himself to kill his younger brother because they've got this bond, you know? So naturally, this leads to a massive fight between Quay and their father, Njor. Tragically, Quay ends up dying in that confrontation, but Dek manages to get away.
Welcome to the most dangerous planet in the universe, where everything is trying to kill you.
The trailer gives us this ominous line, "Welcome to the most dangerous planet in the universe." And boy, they're not kidding. The creatures on this world are absolutely insane. There's this one that looks like if an octopus decided to evolve on land instead of staying in the ocean. Then there's this elephant-like thing. But get this, it's got a set of gnarly teeth at the end of its trunk and these armored plates on the sides that close up to form a protective shield. When they wrap around, it covers this inner tongue area, and the bony shield doubles as a weapon. Pretty clever design. The eyes can probably still peek through the sides when it's all closed up. So Dek stumbles into this area with these crazy explosive plants. When they blow up, they shoot out these massive spikes everywhere. Talk about a botanical nightmare.
Hand. You're here to prove yourself. Hunting something that can't be killed.
There's this creature attacking, and that's when Thia shows up and takes it down, landing right on top of Dek. She tells him, "I need a hand," which is probably the understatement of the century, because I think this is where she makes him an offer. Something along the lines of, "Hey, if you help me retrieve my lower half so I can put myself back together, I'll show you where that massive creature you're hunting is hiding." Classic quid pro quo situation. We get some really cool moments, like Dek actually leaping through the trees, Predator style. There's also this intense flashback showing the battle between Quay and their father Njor, with Dek watching helplessly in the background. And Njor's plasma caster is already sparking and damaged on his shoulder. Then we see the main target, this absolutely massive creature they call the Callus. The narrator drops this ominous line, "Hunting something that can't be killed." When you see this thing next to Dek, the size difference is staggering. It's incredibly muscular and just dwarfs him completely. You can't help but wonder how he's possibly going to take this monster down.
We might not be alone in this hunt.
Thia drops this interesting line, "We might not be alone in this hunt." She's referring to her twin sister Tessa, who commands an entire army of military synthetics. Apparently, they're both after the same creature, but for different reasons. From early plot descriptions, Tessa is portrayed as extremely goal-oriented and ruthless. She won't let anyone interfere with her objectives, not even her own twin sister. There's definitely going to be some sister versus sister conflict, maybe even a full-on duel when Thia gets in the way of Tessa's mission. We see what appears to be an earlier scene with Dek and Quay, possibly just training or sparring together. Although there's also the possibility that Quay had already received orders from their father to eliminate Dek at this point, but chose not to go through with it. Either way, it ends with their father showing up and taking out Quay. There's this incredible shot of what looks like someone in a giant mech suit fighting the callous creature. Based on the hairstyle visible at the bottom of the frame, I'm pretty sure that's Thia piloting it. We get a much better look at some of these alien beasts. When those armored plates open up on the elephant trunk creature, you can actually see its eyes. In one scene, it looks like Dek plants his sword in the ground, and the creature charges straight at it without seeing it, basically cutting itself in half. Or maybe it's some other weapon we haven't been introduced to yet. There's also a great close-up of Njor's mask. That's Dek's father. Really intricate design, though I'm not quite sure what those appendages are on the front of the mouthpiece. One neat detail: the Predators are speaking in their own specially created language for this film. There's a scene where Quay appears to be explaining the legend of this unkillable beast to Dek, complete with holographic projections of the creature. And finally, we get to see Bud in the trailer. He was shown as a figure at San Diego Comic-Con, but this is our first real look at him in motion. Dek uses a human firearm at one point, which isn't exactly new territory. We've seen Predators use human weapons in comics, games, and previous films. There's also this energy-based shield that's similar to but different from the one Feral used in Prey. While Feral's shield mechanically unfolds, this one seems to be pure energy. In one sequence, you can see a laser targeting a Predator outside a ship. This happens at the very beginning when the father locates them. I think Njor uses his plasma caster against the Predator holding the shield, which is probably how the weapon gets damaged. Based on the background details and size differences, there's a scene that might show Dek actually fighting his own father. We see another hologram of the callous creature during the conversation between the brothers. This seems to be the moment when they decide that hunting this beast will be Dek's mission, his chance to prove himself. In what might be the final confrontation, Dek charges at the callous creature while holding a shield that has the Weyland-Yutani logo on it. There are Weyland-Yutani vehicles scattered around the area, so it looks like he literally ripped a door off one of their vehicles to use as makeshift protection. Bold move. The trailer shows him slashing the creature from its upper chest all the way down to its tail. But here's the question: does that actually kill it, or is it just a flesh wound? Do its guts spill out, or does it keep fighting? That's probably the big cliffhanger they're leaving us with. This trailer is absolutely packed with action and emotion. The family drama, the impossible hunt, the alien planet full of nightmarish creatures. It all looks incredibly intense. What really stands out is how much care they're putting into the Predator culture and language, plus all those comic book references for longtime fans. Can't wait to see how this all comes together on screen.